So ever since Baby Terapagos was revealed in the anime a few days ago, the main thought going around was, is this Pokemon even real, or is it just anime exclusive? Does it play a role in the games? Well, Pokemon has finally shown something. It's minor details, but they've officially acknowledged the Pokemon. So let's look at this. We'll have some fun with this. So here we go. Pokemon has posted a tweet saying, a newly discovered Pokemon appears in the hidden treasure of Area 0 for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And here we go, of an official picture of the Baby Terapagos. First off, this thing, it looks so unique. It's got the little cuffs around all of its arms. The shell is so small. It cannot revert into that shell. I don't understand what you're a turtle for. And the ponytail on its head, when it becomes Terapagos, it would flatten against its head. And of course, the eyes match up with Terapagos. The main important thing is they said it appears in the DLC. The anime takes a lot of liberties, but another thing that's cool that this confirms is that the people working on the anime right now have exclusive notes given to them that can help complement the DLC hype season, which is good for both the anime and for us here on the DLC side. Alright. Its splendid aura is reminiscent of the legendary Pokemon Terapagos. Keep his name out your mouth. But this Pokemon's name and true nature are shrouded in mystery. Oh, I didn't even see that part. It doesn't even have it. They're hinting its name is different. Why would you point out its name and true nature are shrouded in mystery? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a couple theories for this. So I just want to point this out for the second DLC, right? They're gonna have to explain so many things. Just because the DLC is not being hyped with a bunch of trailers doesn't mean it's gonna be like the Crown Tundra, where they're just gonna set up all these legendary encounters and make the story simple. This is gonna sequel the story that we know in Scarlet and Violet. They're gonna have to explain what's up with the time machine, what the Paradox Pokemon really are, what the original Sada and Tora probably were up to and figured out, whatever the Hexagon Pokemon they were talking about in their entries are, what Terapagos is, what Baby Terapagos is, and then whatever Blueberry Academy is up to, and whether they have the research notes of Sada and Tora and are making a time machine too. There's so much that's gonna go down. So the fact that they said this Pokemon's name and true nature are shrouded in mystery, the first point I'm gonna say is, when you look at Sada and Tora's notes, they talk about a hexagon creature and it's a 6-letter name, which we thought could be a placeholder, but when you go to different languages, the name's length changes, so it seems like it's a true name. Terapagos doesn't fit in there unless these boxes can fit multiple characters, but if they're just teasing that maybe it might have a different name, maybe it's this little baby Pokemon's name that Sada and Tora really found and made all their inventions not even from the normal sized Terapagos, but from just this baby, which could be a reflection. If that's what Sada and Tora were able to do with just a fraction of Terapagos' power, maybe there's an ancient civilization that actually used a big Terapagos and they would have like a whole city. Now I'm alluding to an Atlantis-like deal. This Pokemon's name and true nature are shrouded in mystery. Okay, I'm gonna drop the second point about what this Baby Terapagos could be, and it is, I'm just gonna start by saying this. For some reason, when they introduced Terapagos, they decided to use hexagons. Zygarde uses hexagons. I don't know why when they're in their boardroom that they didn't choose to make octagons for this Pokemon, or irregular hexagons. If you look at the way the shield looks like in the anime, it just looks like Zygarde. Now, I'm not saying this thing has any relation to Zygarde, though one fun thing that would be cool if it happened is if, even if they never reveal any connection to Zygarde, if once we catch Terapagos and you look at its Pokedex entry, if it's called like the Chaos Pokemon. So Zygarde's the Order Pokemon, this is the Chaos, and maybe they can allude there's a connection, but never actually reveal it, because the truth is, the Pokemon of this game should not be connected to another Pokemon game. Or at least we know how Pokemon thinks. They won't do that, at least not yet. But on the topic of a Zygarde-like idea, I'm gonna give you this. So since they say it's true nature, shrouded in mystery, I'm gonna give you two ideas. The first is, this is a baby Terapagos that, as you raise it more, like Cosmog to Cosmome, it's gonna evolve into Terapagos. You raise that even more, and it turns into the one in Heat's photo, because it's bigger, it has a crown, and it has hexagons on its back. It also doesn't have the buzzer, which makes it sound like it's about to tap into all its terrestrial power. So that's idea one. Idea two is, what if this isn't necessarily what turns into Terapagos? So imagine it's like this. Imagine if, let's say in the anime, like 5 episodes in, Liko finds out that the Terapagos that she's carrying, the baby one, is an ice type, right? Which of course, you know, doesn't make sense at first. Why would it be ice of all the types? But what you find out is that there are 18 baby Terapaguses, all that are a different type, scattered somewhere. Maybe it's something to do with ancient Paldea. And if you bring all 18 to like the husk of the real Terapagus, you pretty much slot them in and you resurrect Terapagus, something like that. So that's kind of similar to Zygarde, but I think that could work pretty well because it does look kind of abnormal, the fact that the big Terapagus just has a bunch of slots on it. You could imagine, right, like a kid's toy. You find Terapagus and he's like missing 3 of them. You know, maybe Heath met one of the baby Terapaguses in Area 0. Maybe the second DLC starts with you quickly checking out Area 0 before you go to Blueberry Academy, and you actually find one of these guys just roaming on the ground like a baby, and you take him with you, and you know, you have him secretly with you, but with him in your party, you can detect things Blueberry Academy are doing that are off, because they're probably dealing with some of the Terapaguses too. That's just personally what my theory is going to be for what the baby Terapagus is. I've given it thought, and I'm trying to imagine Pokemon doing different things with each of the gimmick legendaries, especially since Terapagus has this unnatural look with all the 18 types, and then baby Terapagus here doesn't even have really a shell to return into. It looks like looks like he really just functions as one of the slots. Not that you actually jam him in there, he like reverts to a form that you can slot in. Another thing is on the back of Terapagus that you notice that they never actually show it properly. Even in the anime, you see it from the side like this, you see it from the front like this, and then even in this official artwork, it's kind of from the side again. You would imagine it has the same thing as the buzzer on the big Terapagus, the one that's the actual terrestrial symbol, but it's such a coincidence that they keep hiding it. It's almost like if you were to find this Terapagus, like let's say the one in the anime, that the reason they're hiding it is because it would have like the ice symbol on it. Maybe it doesn't just have 18 slots that are empty. Maybe each time you bring one, it can transform into different appearances. So just imagine if Blueberry Academy gathered just like 5 of them, that they would have a pretty decent looking Terapagus. Kind of like Zygarde, right? Let's say for Terapagus, there's different forms. There's a form if you have no babies gathered, if you have like 5 babies gathered, 10 babies gathered, and then 18. There's also another cool thing to point out, which you guys told me, which is that if you look at baby Terapagus, he is hexagonal, but if you look at the shapes that are on the side of it, because of the hexagon, it's a quadrilateral, it's 4-sided. Now you look at Terapagus, and if you remember, these things are actually pentagons, which are 5-sided. So it's like baby is 4-sided, the Terapagus we know is 5-sided, and then you look at Heat's photo, and that one is 6-sided. So you imagine, maybe there's a little game being played here. So long ago, let's say someone murked Terapagus, the man crashed into the ground and scattered into 18 turtles who started crawling like babies. Let's say ancient Paldea did this, and they're like, alright, never resurrect this man again, he gave us so much trouble. Eventually in our time, if Blueberry Academy read about this, they're probably trying to resurrect it, because someone's got to be evil here. I'm gonna assume if we bring Terapagus to the state it's at in its official art where it has all 18 types, that he's pretty much good to go. That he can terrestrialize, and he's gonna get the crown from Heat's photo, and he's gonna turn into something. Someone says, y'all not telling us the types on purpose, huh? How they gonna? What type do you even give to Terapagus? I have a video to make on what type Terapagus should be, but that'll come later. Bro, at the rate this stuff is going, this is about to have like 300 BST, and Terapagus is about to be like 1,200. He has to be. Alright y'all, make sure you shank that like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments about what you think the deal with this baby is. They say it's reminiscent to Terapagus, but this Pokemon's name and true nature are shrouded in mystery. There's many ways you could have worded it, but they chose like this. It's almost like this is really what Saranturo found, and it's a 6-letter name. Maybe it's Ipagus, Tepago, or Rapago, or Apagus. You know, baby Apaguses. You bring him and you make Terapagus. You know, I'm onto something here still. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.